Welcome back to my channel. We are here with Hercule Poirot. Now, I've played this game like twice now. This is my third time playing this game, but I'm going for my platinum, and I messed up on my last playthrough, but we're gonna do this, so let's get it.
Oh, thank goodness. Officer, please, come quickly.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. How can I...
It has become a madhouse. Madame has been shouting and cursing all morning. I've never seen her so angry. But what great luck to happen upon you.
Please, try to remain calm. First, may I ask your name?
We don't have time for that. Please, hurry.
Mademoiselle, now we are here, I must insist on your name before I can continue any further. I am Officer Hercule Poirot.
I am Elizabeth, but it is the maidservant that we must consider. Forgive me, officer, but are you new to the area?
I stand out so obviously.
I mean no offense, only I have not seen you before. This is a small town, and you learn everyone's faces very quickly.
Very observant of you, mademoiselle. I was recently posted here from the city, and a good thing I am here now. Let us get to the bottom of this madness you speak of.
There has been a theft at the house.
Then I am exactly where I should be, n'est-ce pas?
It is only one of Mademoiselle Angeline's most valuable bracelets, taken from her room.
Then its safe return is of the utmost importance.
Madame Van den Bosch, the lady of the house, believes Florette is behind it. I'm afraid I do. I know Madame is confident of Florette's guilt, but she wouldn't do such a thing. Surely a burglar is responsible, as Mademoiselle believes.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable. Aha. Oh. Huh. Magnifique. Aha.
Of course, officer. How can I help? There is, sir. Luke. But he was called away from the house on a personal matter. Rahana, our cook, accompanied him. One set must be mine, leaving to find you. The other set must be Florette's. She was caught in the rain this morning.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable. What a revelation! Oh. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Ah. Huh. Hmm. Things are beginning to become clearer. Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius. little grey cells. We must think logically. I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction. The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together. I have conducted my initial inspection of the house and grounds. It is now necessary for me to speak with those in the house.
Of course. Thank you, officer. I'm sure Madame Van den Bosch will be happy to hear the police are investigating.
Who are you? You are not the commanding officer I requested.
No, dear madame, I am Officer Hercule Poirot. I can assure you that,
This will simply not do. I sent Elizabeth to bring me a competent lawman.
And that is what she has brought, madame. Now, I would like to continue my investigation.
You understand correctly. It is my daughter's bracelet. It is a rather expensive piece.
And valuable to your daughter, no doubt. It was a gift.
Yes, it was from her late father, my husband, the Viscount, and it has not gone missing. It was stolen. I do not believe so. I know so. It was Florette, the maidservant. I knew I could not trust her.
And why is that?
Because I don't. I do not need to explain myself any further, especially to a measly officer. Don't be ridiculous. I have told you who is guilty. If there had been a break-in, surely it would be your job to stop them.
If it was the case, of course, madame. Although I cannot predict a burglar's movement.
Perhaps then you have proved me right, and you aren't the competent officer I require.
Merci, madame. You have been most helpful. Ah. Mm-hmm. Ah. Aha. Ah.
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine. And what is your point?
May I ask of the subject?
You may not. Honestly, your prying is getting on my last nerve.
Merci, madame. You have been most helpful. Oh. Another success. I never doubted myself. Mademoiselle Elizabeth, I hope you are feeling less distressed now. I can assure you I shall find the guilty party and the bracelet.
Thank you, officer. Yes. All I want is for Florette to be heard.
Bien sûr. Rest assured she will get the fair trial she deserves. I wonder if you could help me with some questions regarding the house.
Of course. Whatever I can do to help. When I left, Madame was with Florette in there. Surely she would not have locked her in. It must have been an accident.
Madame van den Bosch should not be deciding her fate. Would you grant me access to speak with her?
I would, sir, but I don't have the key. There is a spare somewhere, though. Oh, how awful, the thought of her locked in there.
Do you have any thoughts as to where I may find it?
I'm sorry. Madame does not trust the staff with such knowledge, even me. Although I did overhear her once say it was hidden somewhere, close to her heart. Whatever that means. Excuse me, officer?
The carving on the bench. Forgive me, I was not suggesting anything untoward.
Oh, of course not. Yes, I suppose there must be.
Would you know the identity of the mysterious L and E?
I'm afraid not. Perhaps they were old residents. A pair of star-crossed lovers, perhaps. Madame does not allow distracting staff relationships.
Love is not something that can be harnessed so easily.
That is Madame's rule, and I wouldn't want to be the one that challenges her on it.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable. Another success. I never doubted myself.
Certainly, officer. Madame is the one with the refined taste. Angeline and I are much more partial to a simple love story.
Aren't we all? Romeo and Juliet, the most famous of love stories.
I do enjoy it so. The passion, the romance. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Madame has a copy upstairs in the main hall.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable. Aha. What a revelation!
Certainly, officer.
Merci, mademoiselle.
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine. Only if you are prepared to take Florette away.
It is an offense to incarcerate someone without suitable proof of misdeeds. I must question Mademoiselle Florette to gather her version of events.
If you will not do your duty and lock her up, then I must. She shall remain there, and I, the key holder, until she is led from the room in handcuffs.
Merci, madame. You have been most helpful. Finally, it is unlocked.
What exactly do you think you are doing?
If I am to serve justice, I must be able to reach and talk with young Florette.
The girl is guilty and shall pay the price for her crime. I shall see to that. If you wish to listen to her feeble attempts to explain herself, so be it.
Everyone deserves to tell their side of the story, whether a feeble account or not. Mademoiselle Florette, I presume.
Please, officer. I did nothing wrong. You can't take me away.
Please relax, my dear. If you have done nothing wrong, you have nothing to worry about. But it is my duty to investigate all avenues. Ah bon?
Relax. So you don't think I took the bracelet?
As of this moment, I cannot say. But answering my questions honestly will certainly help your case either way.
I didn't even know it was missing till I got accused of taking it. Madame was so angry. She wouldn't listen to me.
There must be some reasoning behind her accusation.
How could I have taken it? I've been in town most of the morning. I was even late coming back. Then I was preparing breakfast. Rihanna the cook is away, so I had to fetch breakfast for the house and prepare it all myself. How does she expect me to do that all on my own?
From what I understand of Madame Van den Bosch, she would not have been best pleased you returned late for breakfast.
Not best pleased? I thought she was going to batter me to death with a baguette. I hid in the kitchen and then tried to stay out of sight in the lounge until breakfast was over. Didn't want to put my head near her jaws while she was still hungry.
Perhaps a brave move under the circumstances. And you did not go upstairs at all.
Madame was singeing a hole in the back of my apron with her glare. I daren't have moved. I was too scared to blink the wrong way. Never mind stamping upstairs. I must just be slow, monsieur. My mother always said I moved like the snail. Maybe I was just happy to be out of the house. I had a lot to do. I lost track of time. I wanted to prove to Madame I'm not the useless waif she thinks I am.
Merci. I shall take everything you have told me into consideration. Huh. Huh. Oh. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Oh. Huh. This will not get me any closer to my goal. Things are beginning to become clearer. The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together. Is there something I am not seeing? I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction. Magnifique.
Anything to show you I didn't do it. And Madame, I need this job, monsieur. Yes, another thing on my to-do list. I'm afraid it's not in the same condition as when I picked it up.
At whose request?
It was a favor for Lizzie. I didn't mind having to get it.
Merci. I shall take everything you have told me into consideration.
Certainly, officer. The lounge? A package?
Oui, it is quite hard to miss.
Oh, how silly of me. I must have had my head in the clouds this morning. I'm sorry, I can't help you further. Besides the terrible rain? No. I woke, began my duties with Mademoiselle. I had already laid out a clean dress. I helped her into it, and prepared her for the day before getting started on tidying her room as neat as a pin.
And the bracelet was still there when you left the room for breakfast?
I'm sure of it. I had it down before Mademoiselle Angeline. Madame is under a great deal of strain. It can't have been easy for her to lose her husband, raising Mademoiselle alone. She can be quick to anger.
And this morning, it sounds as though it was such an occasion.
It's not the first time I have had to stand and watch such treatment. I hate to see it. As I said, Madame hasn't had the easiest time. Madame's scolding of Fleurette this morning was the worst I have seen her temper. I wish she could see that Fleurette is just trying to do her best.
Could there have been another reason for such a reaction?
Madame was not happy Fleurette was late. All through breakfast, Madame was watching her with a piercing eye. But she's still learning the way.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable. Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius. The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together. I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
Certainly, officer. How could I not be? I may not enjoy his other works, but how can one not be blown away by a story of two so deeply in love that they will risk everything just to be together?
Especially being able to draw similarities between Verona's star-crossed lovers to yourself and your dearest.
But I hadn't told.
Mademoiselle, I am an officer of the law. It is my duty to uncover the truth.
Please, you cannot say anything to Madame. She is against staff relationships of any kind. In her eyes, a relationship between staff is nothing more than a distraction.
But he means so much more to you.
Oh, officer, I have found my soulmate. At first, it was nothing more than pleasantries around the grounds, but that quickly changed. I know it's not proper for a young lady to pursue a gentleman, but once I knew his feelings reciprocated my own, why shouldn't I have followed my heart?
Love transcends professional and societal rules.
The mere thought of him was enough to make me blush, but I knew that Madame would never give her blessing. If we wanted to continue, we would have to do so in secret. The summer evenings here are just so beautiful. I often find myself walking around the grounds after my daily duties are complete. And it was one such evening that Luke was waiting for me at the gazebo. He looked ever so handsome. And the poem he had prepared, he had barely started reading and I was already a blubbering mess. Standing there beneath the warm glow of the falling sun, he asked for my hand, and I gave him my heart with no hesitation. Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I've been chattering on for so long. You have much more pressing matters than to listen to me rambling aimlessly.
One should never apologize for such a charming and bewitching story of love. But you are correct. While the culprit still eludes us, my work is not yet complete. Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
Alright guys, thank you for watching. This is going to be the first half of the prologue. I will be dropping the second half shortly. But thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all of that fun shit. But I will catch you guys in the next one. Later. Goodbye.